What if I told you there's a celebration with over 4,000 years of history, celebrated by more than 2 billion people simultaneously, and that most Westerners will never truly understand it? That's not an exaggeration. 2 billion human beings, 1/4 of all humanity, celebrating the same event, in the same week. In 2026, the Chinese Lunar New Year begins on January 29th, and it's the Year of the Horse. But what does that really mean? Why does the world stop? Why do fireworks explode for 15 consecutive nights? And why do some families in China put money in a red envelope even for the family dog? Stay here, because what you're about to discover will permanently change the way you see this celebration. First thing most people don't know, Chinese New Year has no fixed date. On the Western calendar, it changes every year. This happens because the Chinese lunar calendar is based on the cycles of the moon, not the sun. Each month begins at the new moon and ends at the next full moon. That's why New Year always falls between January 21st and February 20th. But this calendar isn't purely lunar. It's actually a lunisolar calendar that combines the moon's cycles with the sun's movement to ensure the seasons stay synchronized. The Chinese solved this mathematical problem more than 2,000 years ago with astronomy. No computers, no calculators, just observation of the sky and pure mathematics. And here's what's even more fascinating. The Chinese calendar runs on a 60-year cycle, not 12. That's because each of the 12 zodiac animals combines with 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, creating unique combinations that repeat only every 60 years. Which means the Year of the Horse in 2026 is not the same as the Year of the Horse in 2014. The 2026 version is the Year of the Fire Horse, a combination that only happens every 60 years. The last time was 1966. The next will be 2086. If you're alive right now, you are living a unique moment in the cycle of the universe according to Chinese tradition. That is pure 1% knowledge. In 2026, the ruling animal is the horse. And according to Chinese astrology, the horse is no ordinary symbol. The horse represents freedom, untamable energy, adventure, and speed. It's the animal that never stops, that would rather die than be caged. In Chinese mythology, the celestial horse was the mount of the immortals, capable of traveling 10,000 li, more than 3,000 miles, in a single day. According to tradition, years ruled by the horse tend to be years of massive change, social movements, technological innovation, and an intense collective energy that can lead to progress or to chaos. In horse years, things rarely stay still. Explosive historical curiosity. China's Cultural Revolution began in 1966, the last year of the fire horse. The French Revolution erupted in 1789, also a year of the horse. Coincidence? Chinese tradition would say absolutely not. And those born in a year of the horse? According to the Chinese zodiac, they are energetic, charismatic, independent, and hate routine. Famous people born in horse years include Rembrandt, Isaac Newton, Lionel Messi, and Oprah Winfrey. Not a bad pattern for an animal. Now let's get into the numbers, because Chinese New Year has statistics that defy logic. The celebration officially lasts 15 days, 15, not a weekend. 2 full weeks of celebration, with different rituals each day. During those 15 days, the largest human movement on Earth takes place. It's called Chun Yun in Mandarin, and it's the Chinese New Year travel season. In 2024, more than 9 billion individual trips were recorded during the 40-day Chun Yun period. 9 billion! Planet Earth has 8 billion inhabitants. To understand the scale, it's as if every single person on the planet made 1 trip there and 1 trip back during the same month. It's the largest annual logistical event on planet Earth, without exception. In terms of fireworks, China accounts for approximately 90% of all global fireworks production. And during Lunar New Year, the entire country burns fireworks for 15 days straight. In 2023, Beijing alone registered more than 5,000 calls to the fire department during the New Year's night. It's not an exaggeration to say the sky literally changes color. And the money? The commerce generated during Lunar New Year is estimated at more than $150 billion globally. In mainland China alone, retail sales during the holiday period exceed 900 billion yuan, the equivalent of more than $120 billion, more than the GDP of many countries. Now here's one of the most fascinating and least known rituals of Chinese New Year: the hongbao, the red envelope. The hongbao tradition is more than 2,000 years old. Originally, elders gave coins, wrapped in red paper, to children as a way to ward off evil spirits and transmit prosperity. But what happened to this ancient tradition in the 21st century? It was digitized, and it became the largest money transfer phenomenon in human history. In 2014, WeChat, China's messaging platform, launched the digital hongbao feature. In the first New Year after its launch, 1 billion red envelopes were sent in a single day. Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook, publicly stated that WeChat hongbao had done what Facebook spent years trying to do with digital payments in less than 48 hours. In 2023, more than 10 billion digital hongbaos were exchanged on WeChat alone during the New Year period. 10 billion money transfers in 1 week. And how much goes inside a hongbao? It depends a lot on the relationship. Among friends, it can be symbolic. 6 yuan, because the number 6 sounds like smooth flow in Mandarin. Between parents and children, it can reach thousands of yuan. The number 8 is the most desired because it sounds like prosperity in Mandarin. That's why phones with the number 8 in their serial number are sometimes sold for absurd amounts in China. Another rule that 99% of Westerners don't know: never, ever, under any circumstances, give a hongbao with a value ending in 4. The number 4 in Mandarin sounds like the word for death. It's the most cursed number in Chinese culture. Buildings in China often skip the 4th floor in elevators. Just as many buildings in Brazil skip the 13th. Most people think Chinese New Year is a single night of celebration. But no, it's 15 days, with specific rituals for each one. And each ritual carries a meaning beyond anything most Westerners imagine. On the first day, families gather for the grand reunion dinner. It's the equivalent of our Christmas, but with one rule: no one can sweep the floor. Sweeping on the first day of the year is considered sweeping luck out of the house. Trash deliberately piles up. Mess is welcome that day. On the second day, tradition dictates visiting the wife's family, and dogs receive special food because it's believed the second day is the birthday of all the world's dogs. On the 5th day, the ritual of welcoming the god of wealth takes place. People wake up at midnight, light fireworks, and simultaneously open windows and doors so prosperity can enter. Restaurants reopen. Commerce resumes. And China literally yells for fortune to come in. And the 15th day? The Lantern Festival, the most beautiful closing of the celebration. People release lit paper lanterns into the sky, walk through streets with lanterns, eat sweet rice dumplings called tang yuan, and solve riddles written on hanging lanterns. In ancient times, it was the day young people could meet in public, functioning as the Valentine's Day of Chinese culture. Lanterns in the sky, love in the air. Here's something that will surprise you. Lunar New Year doesn't belong only to China. It's officially celebrated in at least 12 Asian countries, each with its own traditions. In Vietnam, the celebration is called Tet, and while the Chinese give red envelopes, the Vietnamese give envelopes in pink and multicolored hues. And instead of fireworks, traditional Tet used burning bamboo, whose crackling sound scared away evil spirits. In South Korea, the festival is called Seolal. Families dress in traditional clothes called hanbok, perform a ritual of reverence to ancestors called cherry, and play a board game called yutnori that has existed for over 1,500 years. In Mongolia, the celebration is called Sagansar, which literally means white month, and families exchange white dairy products as symbols of purity and prosperity. And in the Western world, New York, London, Sydney, São Paulo, and Paris have Chinatowns that transform completely during New Year. San Francisco's parade has existed since 1860 and is considered the largest Chinese New Year parade outside Asia. It is older than the Brazilian Republic. In 2023, the United Nations officially recognized Lunar New Year as an international holiday. That means the celebration is now globally recognized as cultural heritage of humanity. A 4,000-year-old party finally with official global recognition. And now we come to the most fascinating part of all. Why fireworks? Why the color red? Everywhere? Why noise, sound, and explosions? The answer lies in a monster, literally. According to Chinese legend, there was a creature called Nian, which means year in Mandarin. This monster slept at the bottom of the ocean all year long and woke up on the very last day of the lunar year to attack villages, devour crops, and eat children. The villagers lived in terror until a wise old man discovered the three weaknesses of the neon. It was afraid of noise, the color red, and fire. And so the pillars of Chinese New Year were born. Fireworks to scare the monster away, red to protect the homes, lanterns and fire to illuminate and ward off the creature. What began as a survival ritual against a mythological creature became the largest cultural celebration on the planet, and the creature's name, Nian, came to mean year. So when the Chinese say Guonian, which is how you say passing the year in Mandarin, they are literally saying overcoming the monster. Every new year is a victory over the Nian. Every celebration has an origin, but few origins are as poetically perfect as this one. The Chinese Lunar New Year of 2026 is not just the celebration of one people. It is the manifestation of 4,000 years of wisdom, astronomical mathematics, mythology, art, and family. It is the moment when 1/4 of humanity stops everything to remember where it came from. And now you know what lies behind every red envelope, every rocket that explodes in the sky, every lantern that rises into the February night. If this video surprised you with something you never knew, drop a like down below, share it with someone who deserves to know, and subscribe to the channel because every week there's content that opens your mind just like this. In the next video, another story the world never told you. Guonian! Overcome the monster. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for watching until the end. But wait, don't be lazy. Subscribe now and hit the bell so you don't miss tomorrow's video. We post every single day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.